Okay, I'm going to try and do something very practical here and talk you through how to structure an IELTS essay. There are sort of four key ideas. First idea is your structure needs to be simple, something you can do in 40 minutes, 10 minutes thinking, 30 minutes writing. It needs to be clear. IELTS essays are marked quickly by examiners. They don't have time and they don't stop and look very carefully for the structure of the essay. It needs to be something they see immediately. Third thing is it needs to be coherent. The parts of the essay need to link together. Lots of marks for that. And then it also has to be relevant. The structure of the essay needs to fit your ideas and the essay question. What I'm going to use is this whiteboard here. It's a great resource because actually it's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper you can take into the exam room and use to structure your essay. And one of the key points I want to make to you is it needn't matter too much the type of question you get. A lot of people get very concerned about the structure for a to what extent do you agree essay, or problem and solution essay, advantages and disadvantages essay, and so on and so on. My view is actually that's not the most important thing. Let me try and explain. What you're looking at here are 4 boxes. It could be 5 boxes. Each box is a paragraph in your essay. This is the map of your essay, the structure. It's clear and it's simple. And the idea is, before you start writing, you have this map in your head. But of course you need some more detail on the map. Let's look at 2 essay questions. Essay questions I've answered recently on my site. The first question is this. Some people say that new technology has made public libraries outdated. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this? Okay, step number 1, and it's a really important step, is decide on your point of view, your opinion. This is important because it informs the whole essay structure. You can't structure your essay until you know what your answer to the question is. Now, my answer was, let's think. Libraries, they're still good. That's what I'm going to put in my introduction. Libraries, good. This is a start. Now that I've got that start, I can start thinking about the rest of my essay. Now, the conclusion I've got blocked out down here because I don't really need to think about it too much. It's going to say the same thing. Libraries, good. And part of the point I'm going to make to you here is the introduction and conclusion, you don't need to worry about too much because each time you write an essay, they do the same job. The introduction talks about the question and sets out what you think, your point of view, your position. The conclusion does the same job. It summarises your point of view, your position. They mirror each other. Now, in a sense, we've got half our essay structure already. 4 paragraphs, or maybe 5 paragraphs, 2 filled out. All we've got to do now is find a clear and logical way to fill out the 2 content or 3 content paragraphs. This is where you just sit and think and say, why do I think that? What does the question ask me to do? Now, in this question it says, some people say new technology has made libraries outdated. Now, I sit and think, well, one logical way to do this, a clear way, a simple way, is to have 1 paragraph about technology, 1 paragraph about libraries. It's clear, it's simple. Let's try. Okay. All I'm doing at this stage is thinking of the overview, the main structure. Introduction, library is good. Main paragraph, I'm going to say technology, not so good. Technology, bad. Very simple language, but all I'm trying to do is get my ideas clear. Then second content paragraph, library is good again. Conclusion, library is good. Now, looking down here, you should see it's actually coherent. I'm saying the same thing pretty much all the way through. And you should see it's also relevant in that I'm talking about the question. Technology and libraries. Now, of course, I'm going to need some more detail. Let's try a little bit. Technology, bad, not universal. Libraries, good. They're good for the community. Now, is that too simple? Actually, no. Each paragraph now is about something clear and specific. First content paragraph is, some people say that technology has replaced libraries, but they are mistaken because technology is not universal. For example, some older people are not computer literate and do not have mobile phones. We need to expand it slightly, but that's one clear idea. And it links into the introduction, it links into the conclusion. Second content paragraph, I now need to say why libraries are good, and I say libraries are good because they are community centres. For example, many libraries hold lectures and other public events which bring the community together. Again, I need some more ideas to fill it out, more examples, but the structure is there. That is a complete essay talking about to what extent. And in my introduction, I'm going to say, I think that libraries have not been completely replaced by technology, to answer the question. Now, let's try a completely different question. Not a to what extent question, but this time discuss and give your opinion. That's a tricky type question. Here's another essay I've recently answered on my site. The question was something like this. Some people say that charity should be restricted to people in their own country, while other people say that charity should be for people in need wherever they live. Let's go through the same process. Step number 1 is always your point of view, your position. You can't write the essay, you can't structure the essay until you know what you think. I stop and I think, well, yes, there may be problems with charity internationally, but yes, it can't just be restricted to people at home. So, much the same thing as previously. Keep it really simple. Int, that's short for international. International good. Introduction. My position. Conclusion. To mirror my introduction, international good as well. So again, I can do that nice and quickly, fill in my introduction and conclusion once I know what I think. Problem, as ever, is the body paragraphs. What do I do with them? I just need a clear and logical way to do it. I don't start with a preconceived plan. I look at the question, think about what I know, and then I decide what is the clear and logical way to fill out those two body paragraphs. Now the question says, discuss both points of view. Seems to me that the simplest, the clearest, and perhaps the most logical way to do this is have one paragraph for one point of view, another paragraph for the other point of view. So, first paragraph, I'm going to talk about charity at home, in the home country. Second paragraph, I'm going to talk about charity internationally. Now again, that's just a broad outline, broad structure. Now, I need some detail to fill it out. Charity at home. Okay. I need to support that idea. Why do people say that? Many different possible reasons. I'm going to just focus on one clear one. And it's always quite a good idea to focus your ideas. Don't include everything. Look for your best idea, the idea you can support most. Okay, one reason why people say charity should be restricted to people in their own country is the financial crisis. There is now much less money available, and that money should be sent to people who live nearest, who are nearest and dearest to you. Money. What about charity abroad? Okay. What I've written up here is crisis, earthquake. The topic of this paragraph is, yes, charity should also be available to people who live in other countries because of crises or natural disasters such as earthquakes. Again, I'm going to have to fill that out slightly, but the structure of the essay is there. And you can see I'm answering the question because I'm talking about both points of view, and my opinion, international good is in the introduction and the conclusion. But what I really want you to see here is I've got two very different questions, one a to what extent you agree or disagree question, and the other discuss both points of view question, but I've used the same template, the same model to answer both questions. And more than that, I've used the same procedure. Step number one, really important step, focus on your point of view. Make sure your point of view, what you think about the question, is clear. Then, introduction, conclusion, you can fill that bit out quite quickly, pretty much the same every time. You're then just left with deciding how do you fill your two content paragraphs. And my suggestion is don't pre-learn anything here. Look at the question, look at what you know, and just find a logical solution to fill out those two boxes there. Hope that helped.